everyone. Welcome back. So good to see your faces, everyone. There are so here people that I was not, together for so long, like Irina. Wow, good to see you. Welcome back. Galina, Irina. Wow, Veronica, Kirill, Asmira. Oh, Olga. I didn't see you for a long time. Caroline is from the school, and all of you from the school. Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you. So good to see these faces. So just to say to the ones that we were not together for a long time, all my love to you. The ones that you are in Ukraine, all my love and appreciation for your life, for what you're doing there. And Sokina already came back to Ukraine. Hope you'll find your home intact. So, everyone, in this, for the ones that you are here for the first time, these sessions that we call supervision, we go directly to the work. We don't do any meditation as we do in other online meetings, as heart meetings where we meet. Here at supervision, we go directly to the questions that awareness facilitators, already official, and the ones that they are students might have. So I will follow a list of questions I will answer, and I hope that I can help you the best way that I can. Just one more time, so good to see you all. Very good. Very good. Okay, so first question. Let me just check here. And it's the first, Ira is writing me, is first supervision for Awareness Facilitator School, fourth school that they did the second model. So what a beautiful moment to everyone here. So, question from Asmira. Everyone, the ones that you need translation for English, that you need to listen to me in English, please go here on the three dots on the bar down, and you will see a world saying translation, and you can choose English or Russian, okay? And the ones that you want direct translation from Julie Didic to Russian, please choose Russian spoken language. Okay. Okay. So first question from Asmira. Hello, Asmira. Good to see you. Hope that we meet in England very soon. Okay. I have a very short question for Satya about the client. She's a lawyer in her 20s with a history of self-harm and suicide attempts. She's looking forward to going on a retreat in December and is taking sessions with me for preparation. My question is about the efficacy of my work as a client. Of my work, has the client responded well during our 2 sessions? I wonder if she's noggling, going through the work, and is being compliant, or is actually benefiting and making progress. I have a conflicting sensation, and I will be asking her this directly next time we meet. Is there anything I should look out? So I met this client, okay? And I believe she's a case of a person that all the antidepressives for a long time, so psychiatry, didn't really help, because she was jumping out and in of medication and not doing like proper psychotherapy, in my belief system, from what I listened. And I believe for her, it can be a true help. It's a risk always, but it can be a true help, is what I see from many clients of mine, that they had suicides attempt. Sorry, disappeared my ecran. Let me just put you back. Okay, how do I put this back? Okay, here you are. So, and for most of cases that I had with this clinical case, they had amazing results, and we have some people in our team like this, okay, that for years and years they were being medicated, they were being, they were staying in hospital for 3 months, 6 months, and with the ayahuasca work, they really changed it. They didn't heal completely because it's a life process, but it was a true period of transformation. So what you should really look for is honesty with her. Look, I work with Satya, I know the work, I already was in the jungle, I did the training. You can say all that. But I'm concerned, of course, and I want to understand what this uh, is for you. What is the true meaning? Is like the last chance that you are giving to yourself to see if she's like, if this doesn't work, maybe I commit suicide or not. So you need to look for the truth for her, okay? And then you can say, I will give my opinion to Satya, but you need to promise to me and to Satya, and this I do with all of them. That is, once you decide to do this work, you need to give 2 years without committing suicide, no matter what you go through. You need to promise this. And those 2 years, normally, it helps, and they need to commit with psychotherapy. That is something that we will speak from our side before they come. But I believe you, as a awareness facilitator, that you are working with her, you need to do the same speech. So we are totally aligned with her. I believe she can do it. I believe, but we never know. Okay. In 15 years, I only had one case of a client that he tried to commit suicides before he met me. And then he did ayahuasca several times. And then he was 10 years um, after ayahuasca in in a better way. He even got married again, but then he stopped therapy. So, and he was the only case in 15 years that he committed suicide.
Mm.
So I had many, more than 20 or 30, I don't know anymore. So it was the only case. So it happens. But what I see with the other cases, it has a true result. So when they really want, and we made you and Thelma, I think, to speak with a psychiatrist, all this. So the psychiatry knows what we are doing, what they will do, and they need, if they need to come back to medication, they will come back to medication after 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I spoke with her psychotherapist. She's been with her for 2 years. I spoke with the client. Everything that you're saying, we've already agreed. I even shared a little bit of my stories, what you spoke about at the beginning. I wasn't in the hospital, but the depression was really big in my life. And I've explained how it helped me, and that, she's really committed, and she really sees the hope in this. Now, my question is, in sessions, is there any way that I can actually check for whether how we're working with her is okay, or whether, because she's so agreeable, she's really agreeing. So wherever I guide her to go, she's very keen to go. Wherever experience, it's almost like she's given the perfect answers. So on one hand, if I knew her maybe for 3 or 6 months, then I would be able to kind of distinguish whether it's really going well, or whether she's providing the answers that look good, that seem good. Because I've explained that if the sessions for her are very intense, then she needs to consider how it will be intense for her during the retreat. So,
Mhm.
and maybe at this point she decided, okay, I'm just going to commit to the sessions. So can I really understand? I will ask her, this will be the third meeting that we have tomorrow. So I will ask her during that meeting whether it's effective. And
Mhm.
I just want to understand, how can I help her to be really honest, but at the same time without any criticism or saying that, oh, because of this you cannot go. So it's
Okay.
just to invite her to be really honest and find out whether she can be.
You can bring your preoccupation there. You know, I know you are a lawyer, so you know how to answer. I
Mhm.
know that you know how to make a speech,
Yeah.
to understand what I want to listen. And for me, this is important to understand if you are being really truth. And because she's highly intelligent, okay, she's really intelligent, and she did already psychotherapy. Maybe she already went through a lot. But what happens with deep depression and suicidal thoughts is no matter what I do, this voice stays here, and and takes time. And you need to explain all this, that you understand that. You understand that she's a lawyer, and you are afraid that she's giving an answer because she thinks this is the last chance. And it's okay that she thinks it's the last chance, okay? Because they have the right to pray that maybe it can help. But you need to say, look, and one of my fear is your expectations, because I know that uh, she works with a client of ours that he's a huge lawyer. So they are all, in these big cases in London. They are in the House of Lords, all this stuff. So they know exactly what to say. And you say this, I know this. I spoke with Satya even,
Mhm.
and she will not say no to you. She will not say no.
Mhm.
But we need to understand where you are, so we
Mhm.
can really help you. Okay. And
Mhm.
you open totally. I think with people that they are in the, in the corridor of death, there's nothing that can help, only
Mhm.
honesty.
Mhm.
And deep depression is the corridor of death, even
Mhm.
if you don't think to
Mhm.
suicide because maybe you had kids or this and that. But it's
Mhm.
really heavy, that
Mhm.
part of our life that is
Mhm.
in depression. So I believe when we are with people that are highly intelligent, they already did psychotherapy, they are thinking maybe this is the last chance, we need to open totally with them. I'm
Mhm.
concerned. I spoke with Satya,
Mhm.
so they really understand that we are by their side and not trying to
Mhm.
that we are not afraid of that.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. At the end is
Okay.
this. That's
Okay.
it. And then
Mhm.
I would say that she has the money to do it. You would say that you need to keep at least after the retreat to be with me 3 months, because your psychotherapy doesn't know anything about psychedelics, and you
Yeah.
are a psychologist. You are
Mhm.
a psychologist. You are awareness facilitator, and you have more degrees, and you were in depression, you did the
Mhm.
jump and other
Mhm.
ceremonies. So who will help her more? And you can
Mhm.
even say, you stay with
Mhm.
me and with your psychotherapist, and you take everything that we talk here to her, but the next 3 months you need to stay with me. So we are sure that we did our
Mhm.
maximum to support you.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so she's booked
Okay.
sessions before the
And
retreat, but after the retreat, and I think I will offer her a reduced rate. So not that she's paying the full rate. At the moment she's paying for full. I think I will offer her so she can be a little bit more comfortable.
But you can ask her, is money a problem for you? Because if it is, it's
Hmm.
our concern to keep our support, and we can
Yeah.
reduce rates.
Mm.
So but open, don't offer immediately, because imagine
Mhm.
that with a lot.
Well, she said something which really touched my heart. She said somebody stole her bike, and I said, "Can you replace it?" And she was crying, and she said, "I can't afford it." So,
Okay.
and I wrote to her, please have this session. After the session we finished, I said, how do you feel about having this session for free? Because of what happened, and maybe you can put this money towards the bike. And she said, no, I cannot accept because it's not your fault and you've provided. We were together for 3 hours. So I want her to know that it's not money is not an issue. It's more that, what she needs long term and
Yes.
how she can access it, that it's a bit more accessible. But I want to ask her, like you said, yes, I will ask her about how she would feel comfortable. At the moment, it sounds like she's got a lot of integrity and she's
Yes,
very fair, very, very fair.
they are
But yes, so
fantastic.
just to support her in that. Okay.
Okay. That, and then we speak about that too, between you
Okay.
and with Satya, okay?
Sure.
So
Okay.
we divide everything.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thanks, Satya. I will see you in December.
Yes, good. So you will be with her.
One day. We
Okay.
overlap. She's leaving and I'm coming.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good to see you in December. To give you a big hug. Thank you. Next question from Katya. Questions. What practice themes Katya Gulovichin from Awareness Facilitator School, third school. She's already licensed and with specialization. What practice, themes for work, or chakras influence the situation with money? I have been actively working on myself for many years, but the situation with money is standing still or getting worse. What I'm missing? Second question. I face clients and friends who are addicted to the victim state. How can I help them? I can't say directly because it would ruin the relationship, but I realize that the person doesn't notice how they are using others, complaining all the time, and not taking responsibility for their life. So, first question regarding money. Money in general means that inside of when we have issues with money in general, okay, I will speak in general now, Katya, okay, means that we have a problem, a situation, a conflict with abundance inside of us. Normally, abundance is connected with our mother, the relationship with our mother. Can I speak about you a little bit, not going too deep in about you? So we know, because you were a student and you were a client for a long time, and now you are truly a beautiful and amazing awareness facilitator because you are. We know from your story that you had a profound wound with your mother, correct? So I would review in your case, in what sense you are afraid of really receiving love. In what in you don't believe that you are worthy of receive love. Okay. What in you are afraid to be generous to because you are in a situation of lack, for example. Yeah. Many times my team says, Satya, please don't give more for free. And I understand, but I always have this sensation there's so much for everyone. Yeah. So when we live with this sensation, there's so much for everyone, somehow you vibrate that sensation, that feeling. And if we vibrate, sorry guys, I forgot my teapot because I'm in a cabana. It's making a sound. I will take it. Thanks so much. So I'm in a cabana, small cabana, so we listen everything. We are in the middle of the mountain. So when we start to vibrate this lack of abundance unconsciously, we start to have behaviors and thoughts that will position ourselves in a situation that we are afraid to let go so we can receive more. Okay. So for me, I would do, first of all, Ira, I would love to create the online training about abundance so we can send to our clients, okay? Remember that next year I need to do and to record these relationships, authentic communication. So what I would do in your case, I would come to a colleague now and to do 2 weeks of work with abundance and my mother, your mother, of course. Yeah. And then to understand what type of clients are you attracting? Are your clients financially abundant or not? Mm-hmm. When you work with them, how do you feel? Do you feel less than them?
No, I feel that we are like I didn't put people to some position. So I even didn't think like, okay, they have more money or less money. It was my feeling from early childhood. I never have any, this. It's good side because I never, think that, oh my God, these rich people or not. But it's have bad things because I didn't feel any, hierarchy.
Okay, so I would work 2 weeks with a colleague, and you ask them, I need help. So I can dive deeply into questions about my relationship with mother and abundance. How do I perceive the world? How do I position? Because the way I perceive you, you are really a true facilitator. So when we are in lack of clients, something in you is vibrating in that place, that the world is not enough, is not a safe place. So my mother was not a safe place. And how we can go again. You don't need like 3 years of therapy again. It's just, okay, I will dedicate 2 weeks, 3 weeks to this. And then to understand how you position yourself in your sessions. Okay. Has an awareness facilitator. Are you really there? Or are you being too demanding? For example, are you pushing too much the client? Yeah, because when we, for example, parents that they don't have enough, they are always passing the message to the kid that the world is a hard place to be. You need to work more. You need to be smarter. So, are you doing that to your client or not? For in another way, you need to evolve. Maybe your even inner dialogue, you need to see this, you need to see that. So you don't give space for the client to really relax and melt in the wound, because they need to trust you to melt in the wound so they can show up, and then from there to start really working. Okay, it's enough for this first question. Okay, regarding second question, addicted to victim states and how to work with them. I believe that we can address this theme with questions and not pointing the finger. Do you realize that in this session you already complain, or you were speaking about this person or that more than you are speaking about yourself? Can you really understand that you are using your time in the session to complain about a situation than trying to find a solution? I understand that you need to complain, and this is a safe space. But what about to really reflect on the facts of the situation and to see what would be the solution for you to change your situation, your relationship? And you can use this with your friends. And you can do this from a space that you can even say, I don't want to push you to see anything, but I need to be honest, because you are here, you want my support for this. So let's go deeper, to put things in a place that they understand that you are not forcing them, pushing them. With friends or clients, especially with clients, because with friends, we can be sometimes tired and say, I'm really tired of listening this. You have the right to say this to a friend. To a client, no, you don't. Okay. So with friends, what I would say, feel what you want to do, honestly. Maybe sometimes a friend needs a true conversation like that. And with the client, I would ask questions. That's why when we are in the awareness facilitated training, I'm always training them for the questions. How do you feel that? How it would be for you? Because if we ask the question, but we don't point directly, especially if you feel the client too protective of his self-image, it can be very invasive. If we do the question, we put them to think. Okay? Thank you, Katya. The third question, Catarina Macedo, Awareness Facilitator from third school. Client. Female, 38 years old. Present symptoms of the client, schizophrenia and bipolarity. How long the client has been in treatment with you? 2 years. So it's the same client that we sometimes speak, correct, Katerina? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Satya. Yes.
And your headache gone?
Yes, these last 2-3 weeks, good. Yes, thank you.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Yes.
Very brief, relevant trauma history. Her parents moved to London when she was born, living with her grandparents. So abandonment, abandonment wound. And let's see what she has more, because then she has the relationship with her grandparents. She rejoined her parents at age 2. So she had abandonment twice, from parents and then from grandparents. And then, of course, she didn't feel safe in any relationship. Okay. History of sexual abuse by her mother and bullying at school. The mother sexual abused her?
Yes, several times.
Several times. Do you remember the age that she went through that?
She can only recall when she was 8. She has no memories before that.
So almost for sure, I don't say for sure, but almost for sure, because she doesn't remember she had that too. And she's sure that her mother did it, because if we have schizophrenia and bipolarity, can be a development of that too.
Yes, she says yes.
Okay. And bullying at school. What difficulties have you run into the applying of awareness facilitator techniques to the client, or what questions you have in relation to the client? One of the thing that the voices that she hears are always saying is that she's a pedophile. In one session, she said to me that the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
No,
a masculine voice.
her boyfriend.
The boyfriend enjoyed to do this role, play with her, where she would play the mother, breastfeeding him while he pretending to be the child. Sorry, but in one to be the role. Okay, she said. So he asked that she could be the mother.
Yes.
While they do sex.
Yes, while she was breastfeeding her. So she was sharing with me this experience.
Mm-hmm.
And after she shared that with me, she immediately said she was disgusted by it. But I felt she was enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
And she is always saying that she can't stand being around children.
But she never did it, or she doesn't say that she did it.
She never told me.
Mm-hmm.
But the voices in her head, they are always saying she's a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always saying to me this.
And she has a psychiatrist, correct?
Yes, she has.
Have you been speaking with a psychiatrist?
No.
But you need. Now you need.
They don't want.
But you need. You need. Now you need. Just for me to clarify, she has voices saying that she is a pedophile and she can't stand to be close to children, correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is one thing. It's what she owns it. This can be a product of what she went through when she was a child, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally, a child that was sexual abuse, normally, he has the tendency to do the same to other kids, okay? As we know. But there's many cases that they don't. I never did that. I never even thought. By the opposite, was to protect. But we know by literature and medical reports this happens. And when they do that, it's because it's not because they have the tendency. It's a normal answer to their suffering. Okay, they do the same. It's like children that they are beaten at home. They beat other children.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that they are pedophile. Of course, if they go into adult life, teenagers, and they keep on doing that, they become pedophiles. Okay, so they are very sick people. So you don't know if she did it or not, never.
She told me that when she was a child, she would have sex with other children, but that is different because they were all children.
So, but we understand that already, that somehow she was reproducing that to liberate this pain and this arousal. Okay. Second thing here, the boyfriend asked her, correct? So she was the mother and he was the child, breastfeeding.
Yes.
Sexuality, there's a, it's normal to have all the desires and how do you say, desires, sexual desires. And it's healthy when we find a partner that can do it in a healthy way. Anything if both consent, okay? There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, for me, I don't think that is wrong. For me, what I thought is that she is not aware that she might be a pedophile. And I was like, in a conflict. Should I help her realize that she is?
But why she's a pedophile?
Because I always thought that the voices inside of her were like telling her what she's not integrating about her.
But she never did it, correct? For what you know.
No, because she runs away. She's always telling me, when I see a child, I run away. I cannot stand being around children.
But maybe it can be that, or maybe, but she never did it, at least.
No.
So it means that she already has the self-awareness and self-control not to do.
Yeah.
Not a pedophile. You don't know if she is.
Yeah, I don't know.
And maybe she can't stand to be with a child because her inner child is totally in pain still. And that's why it's so important that you speak with her psychiatrist to understand if he has, information to help each other.
They don't let me because they have a psychiatrist that is in the system, and if they are working with someone outside of the health system, they are afraid of losing some benefits.
But you can say that you work for free.
Yeah, it can be an option. Yeah.
You can tell them, look, I need to speak with a psychiatrist, and I will say that we work totally for free, so you don't need to be afraid to lose. But I call your attention to be sure that you don't know anything about true facts of pedophilia, because you can do a very big mistake.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, because imagine that is just a voice and she can control herself, and she never does it. And we need to work with her in a process that she can work with the inner child pain. Maybe it's that. Now, the question is, are you still in a good condition to keep on working with her? How do you feel yourself? Are you tired of this case? How is it for you?
She stopped the sessions like 1 month ago. And I think, but I really wanted to know this because I was like in conflict inside of me. And I was kind of relieved about that, to be honest. But it's still on my mind. And I'm worried
About, you are worried about?
about her story, about her. And maybe about the fact that I was not able to help her more.
Look, you helped her for a long time. You helped her for 2 years. And she gave different steps for what you were
Yeah, it's
sharing
true.
with me.
But maybe I think I was like making some pressure in the end. Because in the end she's very sexual. All her life is around sex. She's an artist, and all her art is around sex and stuff. And in the end she found this girl that has a garage, and she does like sadomasochist things, and she was doing this crazy stuff to her body that in my opinion she was like reproducing huge trauma to her body. And I was trying to explain that to her, and maybe she understood that I was like criticizing, and maybe it was too much.
Maybe it was too much. If you have this sensation, maybe. But you did what you considered important, didn't you?
Yeah, but maybe we don't have to explain the scientific part or the
But let me ask you a question. If you didn't do that, how would you feel today?
I don't know.
Yes, maybe you would be telling yourself, I didn't do everything that I could. Maybe you pushed her too much, and that's why she's retrieving, because she's finding sadomaso. You know that many people that they go to spirituality, they are highly traumatized, and they want to go to spirituality because they don't want to face their wounds. So they go, ah. So a lot of people in this path, it's about trauma. So they become even more traumatized because they are even more far away the possibility of healing, because they are more out of space. Okay. So with sexual wounds, there's, as we know, a lot of cases that they reproduce the trauma as with other wounds in toxic relations till they have the opportunity to heal. Okay. And maybe, yes, I don't know, because I was not in that session. Maybe you pushed her and she felt pushed, and now she's feeling again arousal. It's a new thing about sex. I want, because the trauma, or maybe is another thing too, that is this arousal around the trauma, and she's having fun again.
She's being spanked like very hard. Her body is like shutting down every time she does that.
What is shutting down?
She almost faints
Is normal.
because she's being tied up on her hands and feet and being spanked. And she enjoyed a lot
Yes.
because she survives death after.
I would advise you to read a lot about sadomaso. I had a lot of clients in my past, and read about sadomaso so you understand first who normally is going to sadomaso. Normally, it's highly traumatized people. So, and you know how the sadomaso festivals are huge. So we are full of traumatized people. At the same time, even if the trauma is there, because the trauma is there for all of us, if they find a true match, that they love each other and they enjoy that, we can't say that is a bad match. You understand? Can't. Because the pain is what gives them arousal. If she's reproducing the trauma, yes, maybe, for sure. but at the same time is what brings them to life. So what is the fine line to work with them? You can explore,
It's better than consuming drugs, for sure,
for example.
for sure. And she was telling me that I found another thing that is giving the same sensation as consuming drugs. And I was happy about that, but I did wrong on the second part.
You didn't do wrong. You did what you thought was the best. Okay. You need to forgive yourself for that. You have a long-term relationship with that person. So you developed a true care. It's normal that you feel worried. Maybe you can write to her or call her, but writing, say, I'm sorry if I push you too hard around your sexuality, trying to explain. I just want to say, do you remember the King's Speech movie that you saw? Remember when he had to come and say, sorry if I cross your boundaries? Sometimes because we loved so much the person, we know the potential that they have. We really worry for them. We cross their boundaries because it's their life, it's their decision. Okay, maybe you can say, look, I'm writing you this message because I want you to know that I really care about you in the sense that I've been working with you the last 2 years. And I'm concerned because you shared a lot with me. But if for any reason I cross your boundaries regarding your sexuality, I'm sorry if I did. It was just a concern because I would love to see you flourishing. And maybe you are. And I couldn't realize on that moment.
I can see that now.
And maybe you can feel at peace with it like this. And maybe now she needs a time off too, because 2 years is a long time. The question is she still on pills?
Yeah, she will be forever, I think.
In that case.
Mm.
So one thing that you need to be sure inside of you is when you don't know anything about the fact, you don't know if the person is a pedophile, and it's a huge accusation, okay, Katarina? Maybe it's not. In 2 years, did you have any sign that she did something to any child?
No, 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 never.
Just to say that normally pedophiles, they are really good masking that. They would never take that risk. But in a long-term relationship, they could give you signs, but she never did it, correct?
No, she runs away from it. That is the only sign, is that she runs away from it, and the voices are always saying that. And the only thing was this small thing that she was describing, this sexual thing with her boyfriend, that I realized that she was enjoying. But afterwards, immediately the second before, she was saying, it's disgusting. And I tried to go there again, but she didn't want to. So
Because for her, maybe in her conflict mind is, I was sexual abuse, was discussed, but I liked it because a child is aroused and there it might have some pleasure. And then when she was reproducing the scene, but on the mother's role, she is in the mother's role, correct?
yes,
She becomes the abuser.
yes.
But the adult, maybe she was enjoying to have a baby sucking the breast, and doing this theater, the role play. And it's okay for an adult to go to role, have fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But because she has a true sexual abuse in her past, maybe, she was like then criticizing herself what I'm saying because I'm doing the same that was done to me. So that is disgusting.
Yeah.
And maybe she even go to sadomaso because she thinks she deserves to be beaten for what she went through unconsciously.
Maybe consciously, because she does that to herself. She cuts herself sometimes.
Okay, so you
Not
see,
for so many, not for so many months, but in the beginning when I found her, she would do that a lot.
I remember that. I remember that. So you did the great steps with her. She she doesn't cut herself anymore. She got in a relationship. I remember that she was starting to work more correctly.
Yeah, she started to do yoga. She didn't do drugs for so many months. She had friends, so I was kind of happy with her process. Um,
It's like this to work with people. Sometimes they leave us. It's because they need, they need to fly to in another direction. And maybe she will come back, or maybe she will kill herself, or maybe she will be better. We never know. We never know. But you don't have any fact that she can be a pedophile at the end. You don't have anything. Okay?
Thank you.
In the beginning we spoke, this is like a huge case, Katarina, but you did
Yeah.
amazingly, honestly. Did you speak with the parents or the grandparents?
I always speak with her grandmother.
And what was her feedback?
It was always good. We were always in contact. Every time there was something, she was calling me, and we were always in contact. And she was happy because she was more calm, more controlled.
Mhm. Let's see now the next steps, but maybe you write this message.
Yeah.
Stepping, but never allow her to become the abuser with you, okay? Never. Because now this sadomaso can give her a sensation of power. You do what you do, and if something happens, please call me directly.
Okay. Thank
Okay?
you, Satya. Thank you.
Maybe your headache is gone too, as a reflection that you
Maybe.
let go a little
Never
bit of
thought of that.
2 years. It's a lot.
Never thought of that. Maybe.
Okay.
Thank you.
Deja, Catarina.
Deja.
Work. Deja. First question, Irina Stramosova. Hello, Irina. Where are
Hi,
you?
dear. Hi, dear
Hello.
Satya.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, me too. So happy to be here again.
Ukraine? Are you still in Ukraine?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Glad that
you.
you are alive and well.
Thank you so much. I can always feel this support, that love from your part, from the part of the community. It really matters a lot to us. Thank you. And to me. Thank you.
Love you very much.
Yeah, me too. Love you.
So, I would like to share and ask for guidance during my transition period. Currently, I work 50% in my regular job and spend the rest of my time as an awareness facilitator. Congratulations. You
Thank
already got a big step. My state feels unstable with significant anxiety. My workload at my job has reduced due to the war. My salary is low, and I have few clients, leaving me with ample free time. While I sometimes enjoy this freedom, I often feel guilty and obsessively thinking about securing my material future. How can I manage this anxiety and guilt? First of all, it's very important. Can I speak a little bit about your life so we can
you.
really?
Sure.
When we started as a client facilitator, you remember, you worked a lot. Yeah, you work a lot. So you have many years
Yeah, a
about
lot.
has your value is connected with your work. Yes, but you were already showing a lot of signs and sharing how tired you were about it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, and of course, then the war came in and you came out and then you came back. And the war always brings us a sensation of, insecurity. We don't know what will happen in the future.
Yeah.
I would think I would first to go to a colleague and to do like 3 weeks or 1 month of sessions about this guilt and anxiety. Guilt is because you live in the middle of a country that is in war, and maybe you feel, okay, if I can enjoy a little bit, you know, I'm not right. I don't have the right to enjoy a little bit because I'm in the war. I still have a job. There's many people without having a job. And maybe you don't know what to do with your free time. Even if you want and you desire it, now that you have it, it's like, ugh. And what about to dedicate free time to your freedom, to your rest that you need, you deserve, because it's a lot what you went through. You already came out of Ukraine and then came back. It's a lot. And to dedicate a percentage of that time to work on your clients, how you can get better, how you can communicate better, how you can implement your business in a better way. And in our community, there's so many people that can help you. Okay, to give you, you can call many people in our community asking, what are you doing? What kind of videos are you doing? Why do you do that? So you dedicate a percentage of your time, of free time, to develop your business. And like this, maybe you are more in balance between your free time that you have the right,
Yeah.
but you balance with all these years that you were working full time. So you feel a little bit more stable in that balanced. But I would do like 3 to 4 months, just with a colleague. Just sometimes it's not even a session, it's a sharing. I feel this, I feel that, what you perceive. Can you help me to see a little bit deeper? You know, when we are facilitators, sometimes we need periods of sessions, but sometimes we just need a conversation with someone that is already more conscious, that is in the same field, that already went through. You have, for example, Satya. Here you have Galina and Aguiar Branco. You have so many, Zenia, Katya, Asmira, that already did the training, already went, and they go through their problems. It's important that we keep on sharing between people that we are in the same environment and community. Because to deal with anxiety and guilt, I believe guilt brings you anxiety. And because your salary that you were used to got lower, of course you are anxious, is normal.
Yeah.
how you see if you have a child, you know, if you were alone, it's normal that you could relax more. But with a child in a country at war, is normal that you feel anxious. So I would invest a lot, not a lot, but at least a percentage of my time. How can I make my business as awareness facilitator, because it's a business too, better?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Because when you were saying that I can share, I felt so much of relief, because yes, sometimes I can feel even some shame, yeah, to go and ask, yeah, and to take somebody's time, because for 20 years, like, my time was so tight that I don't have that space just to take somebody's time. And it's very relieving for me to know that, yeah, that's an option where community, I can do that. It's okay. All went through that. It's good. Thank you so much.
Yes, there's many people that feel that, you know, they have the same situation. So it's important that we keep sharing authentic and honest always, so we can receive support, even as a facilitator.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So choose a person or choose 5 and ask them, do you have 15 minutes for me? 30 minutes, I really need help. And I believe that all awareness facilitators, they will be, yes, I have. I'm here for you. All of us. Don't
Yeah.
we, the ones that we already did all the schools and we are working? Who would not say yes, you know? Everyone would say yes. Even if
Yeah.
they, not today, but maybe in 2 days. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I love you so much, all. Ah,
Love you too. You know, love you very much.
thank you.
Love you. Ira, we need to do a heart meeting online. for everyone. Yeah.
Please.
In the week that we would not go to Ukraine, maybe we can do this heart meeting. We can book a night, like hour 5, 7 for Russia and Ukraine, so everyone can be here, or maybe hour 6 and 8 for them. Okay. 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 And you have a client case.
Yeah.
Okay, client case, age 20. How long the client has been in treatment with you? 6 months. Present symptoms of the client. I started to work with this client 6 months ago when he was in a depression, poor emotional and physical state, not managing his university studies well, almost not leaving his house. Very brief relevant trauma history, highly controlling family environment, father and grandmother, loss of the mother 2 years ago, so he was 18. Very complex relationship with the father, stating in Kharkiv or Kharkov?
Yeah, in Ukrainian, Kharkiv.
Kharkiv,
Yeah.
the most dangerous city in the Ukraine at the moment. Yes, it is. What difficulties you have running into applying awareness facilitator method to the client, or what questions you have in relation to the client? We reach a good progress with him from the very beginning. He have been managed to pass his exams in June, and on the long term, we are working with his child trauma, ADHD trait, separation, loss, that is a loss trauma. In parallel, I'm in contact with his father, who reports me what he doesn't like or he would like to change in his son. Red flag.
Yeah.
Huge immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will keep on reading and then we go.
Yeah.
He is never okay with him, and I also know that this is the way those relationships are built. It triggers my own trauma, as my father is never okay with me. I'm aware of that. Almost every week, I exchange text messages with his father and actually do my work for him too. And it helps, but I feel a lot of anger and irritation inside, as the father of the client always finds something new when the previous gap is considered as closed. I'm so sorry about that, as after their talks, I need to spend the session for covering this traumatization and not moving forward. How direct I can be with the father? Can I tell him openly who pays the sessions and loves his boy, and at the same time makes him feel really bad? Should I stop texting? So, first, the boy is not a boy, he's an adult, even if he's a young adult. He's 18, he's dependent on the father
He's
financially,
20. He's 20, but yeah,
but he's financially dependent, correct?
total. Yeah, he gets some money from the state. He's IT and he's going to have some job, but at the moment, he's totally dependent and he's aware in that.
Okay. What I would do, I would speak with the father alone without the boy. And I would say, I have the sensation that each time that you text me, you always find, but a call, don't write this.
Mhm.
A way that I want to have a conversation with you. I want to really be open with you, as a person that I observe from outside. I would say I observe that you always find something new. You need to understand that true healing takes time. Takes time. And if you are always finding something new, you don't give opportunity to your child to have time to integrate the work, because the work will have developments every day while he integrates, and integration needs to be consistent. And to be consistent, we need time. So when you text me with this problem and that problem, it's like you are pushing me to do what you want and not what your kid needs. And I would advise you to look to that part of yourself. I know that you love very much your child, that you want the best, and that's why you text me. But I believe that maybe you can do the same to your child, and he feels that he's not enough. If you do this with a therapist from the place that you love your child, but imagine how your boy takes from his father this pressure all the time. And you need to understand that he lost his mother, so the feminine side is not there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you can be honest but soft. I want you to think about this. This is my perception, and I really want your child to grow up. But I feel that maybe sometimes you want to make it faster. And this for a boy that lost the mother and is in a country at war right now, in a destroyed uh, city, maybe it's not so easy for him to listen all these demands. And I know it's from a good place that you are doing this. You are really worried with him. You want him to flourish and to have a good life. But true healing takes time, and you need to give him time to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even the matter that it's difficult for me to answer that father, because the father himself is a very good, like, he's a good man. He's really doing the best from that place where he is to help his boy. But then he looks at him and he finds, yeah, what needs to be upgraded. And it's like, very technically. And he starts texting me. Yeah, again, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do it. And I can feel that after the meeting, I feel regret from the part of the client. And I'm so sorry about that, because the boy is losing capacity to move and to develop, because we had a good progress.
But you need
And either I should work with his father, because after our and we exchange a lot of texts. Yeah, I really saying the words you're telling me now to him in a soft way and not directly, but it takes like in half an hour of my time. Yeah, why should I do it to him all and over again?
you need to say that on the phone.
Yeah,
You can't
good.
do this after each session. A person needs time to integrate. Yeah, and you can even, do you have any situation in your life that you see that you repeat? And maybe for sure he will say no. He has a sensation of military, you need to do this, 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 this. And with teenager, it doesn't work like this. You need to tell him exactly, like direct, soft but directly. Otherwise, he will feel pushed away too. Yeah. But you
Yeah,
need to explain what happens, and then your boy will lose the capacity to really integrate because he feels that he's not doing anything right, and he is. He already
yeah,
failed the exam,
exactly.
and you need to say what he did already right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Regarding you, yourself.
Yeah, because I can be like so confident, because I have the same, and what I'm doing with my father now, I'm avoiding that. So I'm not, yeah, I've decided not to talk to him, because I'm totally okay with that. I cannot change a guy who's 75, yeah, but I've accepted that, and I'm not fighting and struggling that. I'm avoiding this in this or that way. And I can see that I'm doing the same with that father, yeah? Softly, yeah, but it takes my resource and my time.
And you can even say that, that after the session of your boy, I have other people. I can't stay half an hour texting you all the time. You can say this.
Yeah.
But you really to understand my position too. And another thing is maybe this is a good opportunity because you couldn't do with your father on the right time. And now because he's 75, you accept it. Now maybe with this man, you can start putting boundaries and limits, something that you need to train.
Yeah, exactly. To say what I need to say, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, not like in a poem, but like directly in one sentence.
Directly, well educated, and
Yes.
well. Do you understand when you do this, this happens to your boy? Do you understand that after the session, I need to spend at least half an hour and I have other clients? You need to start saying these things.
Good. Good. That's the answer. Yeah,
Maybe.
really, I can feel that. Thank you so much, Satya.
Welcome. Maybe this is a good opportunity for you to start to implement your boundaries.
Yeah. Good. Good. Thank you.
Love
Yeah.
you.
Good. Love you. Thank you.
Everyone take a deep breath. We have, so the session will end in 15 minutes. I will try to do my best to answer all. The others that I can't answer, we will find a way to give you an answer. Okay, Veronica, from second school, I'm doing calisthenia from the manual again. I remember we can do it up to maximum 6 months. How long pause is there needed when we have 6 months of practice before we start again? 1 month. You just stop. You can even stop two weeks only. It's okay. People that they do all their life. We
Okay,
just,
good.
I just believe that we need to stop so we can observe ourselves. If I stop, what happened? You need to study yourself again. Okay.
But is it the half a year maximum?
No, you can do 1 entire year. I believe that we should stop at 6 months and then we have 2 weeks, 1 month without doing, so you can study yourself. What did I grow? What happened to me? Okay. There's no obligation.
Thank you.
Okay. It's like yoga. You can do all your life bioenergetics. Good to see you and to see you in the jungle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Satya.
Até já, Verônica.
Pleasure.
Kirill from first school. Hiking with children and parents. First of all, I would like to thank you for how helpful and supportive the knowledge I have gained from the school and the retreats I have attended. Kirill, good to see you, my sweetheart. I'm so happy that you are alive and I can see you, that at least you are well. Yes, with arms and legs and alive and writing and all this. Keep on going. Again from school and retreat. Satya, what I do now is that I take children and then parents on hikes. Beautiful. And in nature, I help children and parents to become closer to each other. Beautiful. I don't use any special tools related to breath work or body work, and I don't work with them in the classical sense of a facilitator of our school, mindfulness. I don't take their permission to work with them in this way. What I do, I found out from parents if they have a request for hike, if there is something that bothers them in their relationship with children, and try to be attentive to whether this request will manifest itself on the hike. I warn them before the hike that their strategies they use in life will almost certainly manifest in nature, totally. And gently highlight to parents when this happens, creating a field where they can safely live out of strategies and conflicts that they are experiencing. Through parents caring for their children, through creating a shared ritual, I strengthen the bond between them. I'd like to ask what other tools you would recommend I use for this kind of work. First of all, congratulations. Beautiful work, Kirill. Beautiful. I'm very happy that you are doing this. You can use, you can use everything. You can use questions and answers from parents to kids. You can use talking to the fire, as we do at the school. You can, for example, to create actions where the parents need the kids to do it by themselves, and the parents need to reflect if they were judging and criticizing their kids and wanting to save the kids, for example, so parents they see. You can do some self-inquiry to the kids to understand if they feel irritated by the presence of the parents, if they value the company of their parents, you can even create this self-inquiry that they need to write a letter to the parents saying what they want to see different at home, what the parents want to see different at home by letters, and then they read by the fire, for example. And then they can commit with the actions that they need to change at the water or at the tree. You can use everything that we did. Of course, breath work, strong breath work doesn't make sense in the forest, doesn't make any sense. And for parents and children, depending on age, there will be a certain age that they are in conflict. That is normal. And this conflict needs to come to the surface. And the intention is how kids can really express what they feel to their parents and vice versa. But then giving the way out, what is the actions that they need to have to implement so this change, okay? For example, if they hike, maybe they can go alone to a certain place, or they need to do a task alone for you, and the parents needs to stay, or vice versa. Or sometimes even to create a mimic game by the fire, or the ritual. What do I commit? Do you remember at the ways in? You did the ways in? This ritual with the red on the head that they commit to be I a quester forever, quester for awareness.
No, we didn't do this ritual in Ukraine.
In Ukraine you didn't do.
And
Okay.
Kirill didn't do the raising. He joined from school. From the
Okay. The way is in, there's many techniques that is good for kids and kids too. Do you break the board? Maybe I need to teach how to break the board. That they write on the wood board, but there's a right size to break the board. That they write the obstacles on the board and then they break with their hand the board. Ira, if I can, please help me. I can promise now, Kirill, to send you this because we are full of work, but as soon as possible to send this session, okay, to Kirill. Okay.
We do it in real one camp with Joanna. She brought this ritual with the board.
Well, I taught Joanna to do that. Maybe I could taught the one who works. Okay, Kirill. And I will try to see what actions you could do. I will try just to give a moment to that and to send you a text with some actions but please, if I don't send immediately, it's just because I'm full. It's not because I don't care, okay? I'm very happy that you are doing this, Kirill. I'm very happy. It's in Carpathian Mountains?
Not for now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I began at Kiev. Yeah. And now и сейчас у меня один раз уже меня попросили, и второй раз вот 1 декабря буду я делать еще раз.
Okay. Keep on going. I will put my heart on this too. Very happy for you. Good to see you. All my love. Até já, até já. 7, Julio Fernandes. Okay, Awareness Facilitator student from 4th school. Julio, good to have your questions. Hello. So we talk about different personalities and problems or diagnoses depending on the type of death chosen for suicidal. Could you explain further? Can you explain me what is this question?
Yes, like sorry, I think that we talked about, like what kind of things can be underneath it. For example, you choose to jump from a 15-story building, or if you rather take pills to fall asleep. Like it's very different kind of of death. So I found people around me who tried, well, one person actually died. He jumped from a 8th building, and two other real close person that tried to kill themselves with pills. And I remember we talked something about it, so I wanted to know what does influence, or what can you extract out of these preferences.
I believe it can be about personality. It can be, okay, I will kill myself in a tragic way because I'm a tragic person, or it's a momentum of pain. But sometimes it's more about what they have at hand in that moment. Maybe jumping from the window is faster and is then taking pills and falling asleep, or going to a train station and grab, the train. I believe sometimes the suicidal momentum is about their inner momentum. Yes. Normally, some they study how they will do it, but others they just can't stand anymore and they do it with what they have. Okay. But it can be from personality too. Like if I fall asleep, I don't feel nothing. So they want to have like a soft death. Others, they are more tragic. They want to be noticed after death. It depends. Normally jumping is what is the easiest. They know that they will die. The body can't really be saved most of the time.
Yeah.
It's good for you, this information.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah.
The second question. Also, what is the logic and purpose chosen in the structure of the day within the model itself, models within full product? Is it so the structure? I have a structure always already done, and I try to keep the same structure for all the schools. So all the students, they have the same information, but honestly, I always change all the structure. And I even change on the day that I'm coming into the room, I'm going to do this. And then I see the room, okay, I'm going to change. If you ask facilitators that they work with me, sometimes we have the room prepared in a certain way. And 5 minutes before we start, I say, let's change. We're going to do something else. So it's important that you have a structure designed, because if you are tired, if you don't know what to do, that structure will work, will help you. But in my way of working, I'm very alive in that, because I remember that person, and then I saw the group coming out in this way, and then I saw the group in that way, and there was another person. So I reframe each time that I feel that I need to reframe. But I always have a structure, so we know what we give to students. And many times we give certain things in certain school, and then we didn't give to the previous ones. And sometimes we even open and we say, we will have an online session for you to learn how to work with war. For example, first school and second, they didn't know. On the third school, we had the war, and I was teaching all of them how to answer phones with people at war zone. For example, at the fourth school, you don't have this, but we will have one day online that I can teach you all, because we don't know how the world will go, especially after today. I don't know if you all saw the news, but is impressive where we are coming now. So there's a structure always, and there's always changes.
So is any basic structure you can share, like we want this, this, and this, or and then you of course have flexibility because you have many resources, have your eye developed, you can read the place, and definitely you can move forward. But what would you say is like a structure, like basic one, where you should kind of have a base to work with when you don't have such resources? Or
Ida, normally I start to speak about groups on the 4th or 5th model, correct?
Mostly 6.
Mostly 6.
Okay.
When
It's okay.
they create sessions.
When you start to create the sessions.
Okay.
Create sessions together, and you will present sessions, all of you together, families. You will give sessions to the entire group. And we start. Now I'm starting with techniques and presence, breath work, exposure work, psychotherapy, teaching you the basic behind. So you learn. So when I start to go to say you need to create a session or to create a day, you have already different tools. And then I start to explain why we use this in the morning, why we use this in the afternoon, why we use this at the end of the day, for example. And what
Good.
is one day is one thing, when we have 7 days is totally different, when we have 10, and there's a wave where we go up and then we slow down. How, as you saw, we did a movie in the middle. There's a reason
Mhm.
why it's not in the first day and it's after 5th day. So everyone can relax, they are already open, many things. But
Mhm.
you will learn that, all that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Julio, for coming. Everyone, this school is amazing too. You should come to assist this school. It's amazing students. You don't imagine, everyone. Fantastic. So, okay, it's 6:30. I will do one more question, okay, everyone? And then I need to stop because I have another meeting after. That's why we always book 1.5 hours. Okay, everyone. From Xenia, male, 40 years old. It's very challenging for him to feel the taste of life. He has constant periods of procrastination and accumulation pressure from growing to-do list. Has no friends except for a sister-in-law with whom he occasionally spends quality time in nature. He's very connected to nature and the ocean and enjoys diving. However, he doesn't know how to build relationships with people. He is friendly but never takes first step. He's with you 10 months. He was raised by emotional distant parents in a village with no close friends. At school he was often excluded from social groups, leaving him feeling isolated. Some parts of his childhood are completely blank in memory. Red flag. He has never had long-term romantic relationship. Red flag. Instead, he engaged in occasional sexual encounters with women without emotional connection, which leaves him in a deep sense of shame. 2 years ago, he had serious motorcycle accident, resulting knee injury. Although mostly recovered, he still experienced occasional pain. Challenging treatment. When we work inward, he often describes feeling of nothing, an empty, dark space he can't move beyond. He mentioned his brain is extremely active and seems to block him from going deeper, making him feel powerless to change. He experienced emotional self-punishment for doing nothing during periods of perceived stagnation. Despite this, he remains committed and deeply desires to connect more. Over the last 3 months, we have been practicing breathwork and dynamic meditation. I have noticed slightly faster progress. Good. After 10 months, he has become more self-aware, which is encouraging. Do you have any additional suggestions? Fantastic work is what I want to say. A person with this, situation, he's already 40. We need to understand that he was enforcing Xenia, this behavior, for 40 years. So if there was something is about sexual abuse here. No.
No, but some parts of his childhood he doesn't remember. That's the thing. It's weird, but still nothing about this.
Maybe it doesn't have. But you need to understand what was the true environment between, because here you say it was distance, correct?
Yeah, so he never had these hugs or kisses, and the only thing he had is like helping father or mother in the doing things like going to the fields. Like it's like agriculture family, so he was working in the nature, helping, and that's it. This was the connection with the parents, nothing more. No deep conversations, no hugs, no kisses, nothing.
So I believe that, he has a childhood like this with no memories, and he has already 40 years old. We need to understand that he was reinforcing this distance because he knew, and he didn't have any inner resources to do different. Otherwise, he would do it. Did he pay for sex?
No, but I don't know, he doesn't tell, but he tells that he is in a dating app, choosing women that is not really pretty, like sometimes fat, he told me, and then he feels shame that they're not the pretty women that he would like to have, but he can't have anyone because he can't really connect verbally and write or so. So someone will like him, he was like, okay, I will go there. Because he is handsome, like really handsome man.
He's the chosen one. He doesn't choose. He's afraid to choose because he's afraid to be rejected, correct? Can he acknowledge this?
Yeah, he tells that if someone take a first step, he will go. But and he's very nice and friendly. He can do things, but he never takes the first step. Never goes. The only friend he has is his sister. It's like no one else.
But I would keep on doing what you are doing, breath work, dynamic, and it takes time. And at the same time, to put a small challenge to his daily life. For example.
I do, but then he procrastinates and he feels guilty all the time.
So you work with that guilty. Like, why do you feel guilty? Okay, I'm not here to criticize you. I will not abandon you. I will not reject you. You need to tell that. I want you, if it's possible, to build this trusting relationship so we can really work on that procrastination. What is happening? Why don't you really choose? To be really open with that. Be careful, because you are a beautiful woman.
No, I'm really, yeah. He's
hard to project on you, the mother and the wife, that he never had it. Okay.
No, he's very I don't feel anything about this. He's very committed really to this work. He started to feel, and he's like, I want to feel more, but he can't. Yeah.
But he will. Breath work and dynamic is a powerful combination. But then you need to give him softness so he can understand the difference, because sometimes they say, I don't feel nothing, but they are really feeling. But we just need to show them with practice so they can realize by themselves. Is because if we say, they don't realize. And if you go from breath work, dynamics, and then, okay, this little challenge, do you like these eggs boiled or scrambled? In these women, what you prefer, this one or that? Okay, that. And how it would be for you to text, just say, hi, let's have a coffee. I can't, no. And you need to go with small steps, because he's a shy person for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be, but he is at the end, correct?
Yeah.
Small steps with these people, small, very small, and takes a long time. And to celebrate each step that they give, even if it's almost nothing.
Yeah, I told him to celebrate everything, because he told me because I told him to write what he's grateful for during the day, 3 things. And he doesn't write, but he told me, I started to think about it at night. I'm like, that's great, celebration. So he really works. He doesn't know how to celebrate, and he always punish himself. So punishment, it's what he knows. And I told him, let's celebrate very little steps. But it's really hard for him, even to celebrate just these little steps.
Okay, if he recognizes, already good. If he thinks, already good. Another thing, I would work with triggers. What triggers his punishment? Because what is there is a super inner critic. Yeah. So what triggers the inner critic? Inner critic means that he doesn't love himself because maybe he didn't have anyone reflecting that love to him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Only his sister, what I see, no one else.
it's okay. It's okay. He has one already. He's not alone. Not so bad. And he attacks all these fat women. And then you need to understand, why do you call them fat women?
Yeah, he didn't call it fat because he's very careful, but he's like, no, he did. Like, oh, she was very fat, and he was very ashamed about that.
You need to work with that. Why do you call fat women? Why we can't love fat people? Why can't we love fat, ugly people? What is ugly for you? What is beautiful for you? The question will be, I don't go for what I want. Okay. But he needs to understand this first. So he can own that I don't go for what I want. I go for the ones that I think that they will not reject me because they are not worthy. I'm not worthy at the end. I am not worthy. But very slow, very slow, very slow. Okay, Zhenya. Good work. Okay, everyone. Thank you for your time, for your presence. I will have here, let me see. So we have here one more question only, correct, Ira? So I do it. It's okay, everyone? Okay, I'm gonna be as I need to be for this. So Anagia Branco, female, your client. The client often feels activated, cries frequently, goes into catharsis easily, overthinks, struggles with attention, judges herself harshly, battles depression, and gets into frequent conflict. She seeks validation from others and becomes quickly overwhelmed. At 6 years old, something significant happened, moving to bigger city, changing houses, and switching school. She experienced extensive trauma and bullying at school, potential undiagnosed ADHD. She has significant father-related issues. Her father was verbally and emotionally violent and suspects something sexual may have occurred. She feels both pity and resentment toward him. Exploring her childhood is very difficult for her. The client often feels exhausted after sessions. I feel stuck addressing her father-related issues. Each time I approach this topic, there's significant resistance. Since she often becomes activated, I focus on pendulating to stabilize her. However, I'm uncertain whether I'm mothering her too much or pushing her too hard. Any guidance? Why do you feel this, Anna?
I often feel that I have to stabilize her in the beginning of the session because she arrives already like, "Roar," okay? And each time that I go a little bit, she activates. I already noticed that there's a pattern of her too, and I already manage also to make her notice that this is a pattern, okay? And now she's not that often, like she doesn't arrive like, but when I go to, she's hyper, how do you say, overthinking. Each time that I go to the body, I have to be really fast and ask her where she is already, because she is already somewhere. She really wants to do the work. She is really engaged in the work, but I feel that it's very, very hard for her to go to deeper work. Okay, so
then
she's very 7 months, and there is a lot of progression already. Okay, she couldn't even do anything before. So, but she has a lot of challenges. It's a very hard to explain because there is always a lot, because she's overthinking, so is already and this and this and this and this. So each time I have to stop her and to go to a little thing. And then there is something from now. My question is, there is a lot now, okay, happening.
Now, work now.
Okay.
Because if it's like this, if they have a lot of tension now, in the now, they can't go to the past because the mind will always push them to what is happening to the now. So I would work now with what is happening to their lives. And when it's possible, to do connections, when it's possible. But really, for example, what is happening in the now? Can you tell us?
There is this situation, because there is two main issues with her that I already noticed. That is, this story with the father. Okay, this is one. And then this is the second story is with one of her daughters.
But he is alive?
Yeah, he is alive. But she's not from Portugal. She's living in Portugal. Her father is in his country. There is this story with one of her children, of her daughters. She had a problem in school. She has the sensation that there was something about a sexual abuse, but no one else in the school had noticed nothing with other children. And that she is in trial with the school, and that she doesn't feel supported by other parents that are friends of her and blah, blah. But there is a lot of projection of her childhood in her daughter.
I would work with that. I would work with what is going on now, because she's obsessed, correct? Now? If she thinks that the child could be sexual abuse, is a big issue, especially with a person with a hard past that is not solved, integrated, resolved. So I would work first to help her to stabilize in this story, to understand how she can manage that story, and through that story to say what is happening to her about her story, but softly, because maybe she can't go to the past because she's really preoccupied now. And this preoccupation maybe is an excuse so she doesn't go to the past. So
it's what I feel.
Yeah,
this is what I feel. This is what I feel. Yeah.
You can't really force it.
Okay.
I would go through the story. Does this remind yourself how it was for you in that age? But in the story.
Okay. And about being, so what do you feel about what I shared? Is that I'm pushing too much? Because sometimes I'm like, I might be too mothering, because she's always like, whoa, so I have to calm down her, okay? And sometimes cries, yeah, like kind of catharsis, but very fast, you know? Like sometimes just like, how are you feeling? And
maybe it can be she needs that space to do that, or maybe it's just an addiction already. So you need to, you are crying now about what? What is going on? Do you notice that every time that you come to a session, you cry? It's because of what? Because of this tension, is depression. I would go through questions to her, but without pushing. I'm here to support you. I really want to know, but to ask you these questions.
Okay.
I sense that can be addiction with the tension of this moment.
Yeah, I feel addiction as well. In the beginning, I was like trying to understand.
So it can be the protection. She's protecting what?
Yeah, I already tried to go there, but yeah, and I was more afraid about this fact of that she feels tired after sessions. Okay.
Normally, we feel tired after sessions because of two reasons. One, it was really strong. Like, oh, but there's a sensation of liberation even if tired.
Mhm.
So normally true tiredness is the resistance to the work, and we just need to work with that resistance.
Okay.
As we all know by ourselves.
Okay.
Everyone, you need to understand one thing. When we work in a group, it's faster because we have so many people, so many techniques. Individual sessions, much slower. Sometimes takes 3 years, 4 to really open something.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Anna. Thanks so much for your question too. So everyone, thank you for coming to bring your questions. And I'm very happy that we can meet here and to, to have this space to take all these questions and to develop and to help you to deal with your clients or to any other self questions that you might have. So, wish you a good night tonight. Hope to see you very, very soon. And até já. Até já, everyone. Até já. Good to see you, everyone. Até já. Good night. Let's open the mic.
Ciao, até já.
Say
Good
boa
job.
noite.
Good night.
Good night. Bye bye.
Ciao.
На добраніч.
Доброго.
Тихой ночи нам всем.
Диванчик родной.